Hi everyone, this is Bill Trinan from Nintendo's Treehouse. I've brought some members of the localization team together. So why don't each of you introduce yourself and tell us which Animal Crossing games you worked on.
I'm Reiko Ninomiya, a member of the localization department here. I worked on the DS and Wii versions of Animal Crossing, and this time on Animal Crossing New Leaf.
I am Nate Bildorf. Along with Rich, I was one of the writers on the first Animal Crossing, and I've worked on every one since.
My name is Ann Lin. I'm also in localization. I've worked on the last 3 Animal Crossings for the DS version and also for the Wii version. I headed up the writing side, and for New Leaf, I was a writer.
I'm Rich Amtower. I worked on just about every Animal Crossing since the first one as well, working as a writer alongside Nate and working with you.
Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the development and the localization of the first game? And then we can talk a little bit about when things started on New Leaf.
Yeah, sure. It was hectic. We were new.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, Rich and I both came on basically at the start of GameCube development, and that was shortly thereafter. I was just looking at our notes, and it was, I think, early 2002 when we were actually writing. But we started before that with the naming. Mm-hmm. There was, as you know, there were 8 billion things that we had to name. Not only characters, but furniture sets. I mean, there's so much text data in that game that we were brainstorming long before we ever got in the files.
There was a point at which I was playing through the game and I couldn't remember which one of us had written a line. I checked with you and you're like, I didn't write that.
We wrote it in a fugue state.
Yeah, there was some, there was some hybrid thing going on where, I don't know even who's responsible for half the lines in that game anymore.
Yeah. Probably all told though, I bet it was about 8 months or a year.
Even before we started on the writing, Nate mentioned the items, but we were also researching new items to add to the game. The development team really wanted this to feel the way for an American audience that it did for a Japanese audience. So we all worked together to figure out what new things we could do in the US version that would give people that feeling.
When did work start on Animal Crossing New Leaf?
Early work, planning started in late 2010. We're really fortunate with this franchise. I mean, development teams in Japan are always, really open to our feedback, but especially with this franchise, I think they really understand that it needs to feel close. It needs to feel comfortable and warm and familiar. So in late 2010, we worked with the development team in brainstorming ideas for events and items, and even how some of the old characters and events could be twisted and changed and have them evolve as well. So it's always been, Animal Crossing is a really special project, and then localization is very involved in the entire process. So yeah, we started in 2010 and recently wrapped.
That was almost like a 3-year project, 2.5.
Yeah, it was actually, the actual translation we started in, I like to put the pin right around March of 2012. So we did English, French, and Spanish for our region, and we got to work really closely together with NOE as well, which was nice. So it really is a company-wide project.